Hey guys, hope you're doing well. My name's Chris. This is my review of the Adoro Silent Stick for drummingreview.com. Adoro is a drum company based in Germany. I think they've got offices in the States as well. They do some really cool gear and a lot of it is pretty innovative, so it's really worth checking them out. Before I tell you about these, I'm going to show you some comparison videos that I recorded a few weeks ago. I recorded a comparison between this model of the Adoro Silent Stick and a standard pair of 5B Hickory sticks. Take a look at that and then I'll tell you what I thought about these afterwards, and I'll tell you if I think you should buy a pair, but take a look at the clips first. Well, I don't know what type of device you're listening to this review on and whether you can tell the difference between the dynamic levels in those clips, but in person, the difference between the silent stick and the hickory stick is huge. When I was playing with the hickory stick, I really felt that if I was playing for even maybe 5 or 10 minutes, I would need ear protection. With the silent stick, I felt like I could go for half an hour, 45 minutes without needing any ear protection, without really getting fatigued at all. I really like the fact that these feel like a pair of sticks as well. They're the same width really, they're the same length as a pair of 5B sticks. I really like that because with some noise reduction solutions, like say a pair of hot rods or something, I mean, I use those too, I really like them, but they feel a lot different in the hand to a pair of regular sticks. They're a lot wider, the overall shape is different, and they also tend to shed as well. And none of that is really a big deal, but I like the fact that these look like a pair of sticks really, they feel like a pair of sticks, they also don't shed. I see some advantages in all those things. I would say that there are one or two drawbacks to these. Firstly, these are a lot lighter than a standard pair of sticks, so although they feel similar in the hand, certainly the lightness took me just a little bit of time to get used to. The tone of them is a little thinner than a standard pair of hickory sticks. I guess you'd probably expect that from a noise reduction solution. They sound a little bit like a pair of brushes sound when you're just playing with the tip on the snare drum. I also noticed that the dynamic levels of these sticks tend to fly all over the place when you're not used to them. So when I was playing with them at first, I noticed that ghost strokes were appearing where I didn't mean to play a ghost stroke, and then sometimes there would be these really loud accents, you know, that would just come out of nowhere. But to be fair with all of these things, I'm not really sure if it's fair to call them drawbacks. I mean, they're lighter because they're a noise reduction solution. The tone is less consistent because anyway, for me, I wasn't playing so accurately. So I wasn't being careful to play on the tip when I needed the quieter sound and on the shoulder when I needed the louder sound. With a pair of hickory sticks, you don't really notice that kind of thing so much. It's just that you notice them more with the silent stick, and to be honest, all it's done is made my playing more accurate. So it seems unfair then to call that a drawback, really. I think it's actually helped my drumming, but at first, it took just a little bit of time to get used to. I wasn't expecting it, so I guess you could call that a drawback, but it's not really a big thing, I think. Actually, you know, I gigged with these a couple of weeks ago in my hometown in A fairly large hall with a high ceiling and a hard floor. I thought I would just try them because usually if I was playing with a standard pair of hickory sticks, I might dominate the mix a little bit in that sort of environment. So I thought, hey, this is a perfect opportunity to try the silent stick out and see how they do. And everybody in the band that I played with commented on how good they sound, and I noticed it as well because they sit in the mix really, really nicely. And I actually felt that I almost had to play louder to be heard, which is a really nice problem to have if you're a drummer. So in that respect, I was really, really pleased with them. And then the only drawback I would say in that environment is this foam grip. It's like the most comfortable thing ever. It's really cushiony, it's really nice. But when you've been playing for even just 15 or 20 minutes in a live playing situation, your hands just get a little bit damp, and then that cushiony grip, it just feels a little bit, I don't know, a little bit annoying in the hand or something. I don't know. It wasn't a big deal at all. I wouldn't say that it would put me off buying a pair or anything like that. But I did notice it. I'm actually reviewing a second pair of silent sticks by the same company, by Adoro. It's a different model and they've got a different grip, and I prefer that other grip. So I'll tell you more about that in the next review. In the meantime, with these, I don't think it's a big deal, but I did notice it. So it would be wrong of me not to mention it, I guess. Would I recommend these? Well, yes, I would. I think they're an excellent noise reduction solution for a number of different situations. I think they'd be really good if you're playing in a small venue, something like a wine bar or a club. Maybe even on the opposite side of the spectrum, if you're playing in a church setting where you've got a larger room to those smaller venues. Anywhere where you're playing live and you just don't want the drums to dominate the mix, I think the silent sticks will really help you in that situation. I also think in rehearsals these will really help because quite often we'll have 2, 3, 4 hour rehearsals, and the sound levels just tend to creep up and up and up in that situation. People's ears get tired, people just get tired with the noise. Maybe you wear earplugs or ear defenders and then you have to take them off or take the earplugs out to speak to each other. I think your bandmates would thank you for using a pair of these because it just reduces the dynamic level of everything overall. So things are less fatiguing then, you can talk to each other more easily. I think they'd be really good for that sort of playing situation. In terms of whether or not this would be helpful for, say, neighbourly disputes where your neighbours are banging on the door all the time asking you to keep the drumming down, all that kind of stuff, I'm not sure if this would solve that problem completely. The reason is that although they do reduce the dynamic level a lot, I think that you'd probably still hear the drums through a wall, or something like that. So I don't think it would completely get rid of that problem, but I think it would help. And I think if you have some, say, rubber pads on an acoustic drum kit, or if you're using an electric drum kit and your neighbours hear tapping on rubber pads and stuff, I think it would really help in that situation where maybe you've got 2 or 3 noise reduction solutions working together. So if you're looking at a pair of these and you just want them to kind of help your neighbours out or something, it may not be the ultimate solution to everything, but certainly it would help, and then used alongside other solutions, it would also be useful. So nothing in life is perfect, neither are these. These are a little bit lighter than a standard pair of hickory sticks. They're a little bit of a learning curve because of the tonal difference between the shoulder of the stick and the tip of the stick. You need to be nice and accurate with them if you want a nice consistent tone and dynamic level in your playing. Also, this foam grip, I don't know, maybe it's a little bit annoying if your hands get damp after playing for a while. But, they set out to reduce the dynamic level on your kit. They certainly do that by a long way. They feel like a pair of sticks. They look like a pair of sticks. Actually, maybe even a little bit cooler than a normal pair of sticks. They look quite futuristic. If you're interested in a pair of sticks that will reduce the dynamic level of your drums, I would certainly recommend checking out the Adoro silent stick as a possible solution. So that's it for now, guys. I've got another pair of Adoro silent sticks to review, and that's coming up soon. I've also got an Adoro silent beta to review, so keep your eyes peeled for that on drummingreview.com. Until then, happy drumming, take care, speak soon.